Well, the dust has settled in Hawkins, Stranger Things coming to a close, and there's a big question mark for the finale that has the internet divided, but there's one big clue that I think people are overlooking. Let's talk about it. Obviously goes without saying, but spoilers ahead, so if you haven't seen the finale yet, drop a like and come back because you're going to want to hear this. So, the big debate going on right now and the question in everyone's mind is whether or not 11 made it out on the other side. And to that I say, I cannot believe that it's even a question that you think that Kali not only survived the shot, but then survived this explosion to help her pal out. I'm not going to get into that theory. This is nowhere near the gate. She would have had to drag herself all the way out there just to help her. On an empty tank, I might add, which we all know they need fuel to use their powers. But all that aside, and the fact that Mike tells Hopper that he had this fantasy that they would be somewhere with 3 waterfalls, which is absolutely childish, I think the biggest red herring in this entire thing, and the reason why even Mike himself doesn't truly believe that she made it, has to actually do with what she's wearing in this scene. Because it's a clear callback to season 1, and the moment that Mike realized that he was in love with 11. Mike is doing what Hopper is telling him to do, latching onto something in his mind that will allow him to convince himself that he will be okay moving forward. That she was an illusion. That the kryptonite sound waves were actually pointed at her when you go back and watch the scene are clearly pointed in the other direction. That they could travel through the wall of space into the Upside Down to affect her. This is the fantasy, this is the belief that he shares as the storyteller with the rest of the group, giving them the gift of hope as they move forward. Now, had they had Dr. Owens in this season at any point, maybe you could convince yourself that he got her another new identity and then just didn't tell anybody. But seeing as for some reason the Duffers didn't think it was important enough to bring this man back into the story, I gotta tell you, I don't think it ended any differently than what Kali suggested in the first place. It's a dark ending and therefore one that the kids don't want to accept. But here's the thing, they're not kids anymore. Mike was a kid in season 2 where he couldn't come to terms with the fact that 11 was gone, and therefore he held out hope only to be rewarded. But in this case, he's old enough to know not to look because he doesn't want the answer. What'd you guys think of the finale and the season in general? Let me know in the comments.